Hello, my name is Advensi Marmata. In this video, I will present a report of the experiments that I have done in senior mechanical laboratory class. I am from group 9 and my teammates are Alvin and Glenn. There are three subject areas that were learned through the experiments, which are heat transfer, fluid mechanics, and thermodynamics. And there was one experiment for each subject area. There are some divisions of tasks among the group. Each person of the group was in charge for the design, purchasing of components, and assembly in one subject area. I was in charge for heat transfer, Glenn was in charge for fluid mechanics, and Alvin was in charge for thermodynamics. Then each member of the group did the experiment and analysis for each subject area. This is the design of heat transfer experiment. There are two setups. In both setups, I want to cool hot water and store it in a cold water basin. In setup A, I want to build a cooling tower prototype. Cooling tower is a device to cool hot water, usually from the condenser in power plant, so that the water can be used again to cool the working fluid in the condenser. In this setup, there is an inlet pipe, a place where the hot water enters the cooling tower. I used the plastic hose pipe as the inlet pipe. There are spray nozzles. These nozzles were made by making holes in the hose pipe inside the pail. The function of the spray nozzles is to distribute the hot water equally throughout the cross-section of the pail. Then there is a fill media in the middle of the pail, whose function is to increase the natural convection and evaporation effects to the water by broadening the surface area of water that touches the air. The fill media was made by Impra boards or plastic cardboards. There is also air inlet to push the moist air inside the pail upward. The cold water basin is the place to store the water that is already cooled by the cooling tower, and it will be attached to the pail. In setup B, there are only inlet pipe and cold water basin. There is no cooling tower prototype built to increase the natural convection and evaporation effects here. Analysis: the experiment aims to prove whether the prototype of the cooling tower can function. The temperature and volume of the water that enters both setups will be the same. Then, right after all the water drains into both water basins, the final temperature of the water will be measured and compared. The two setups are expected to have different values of temperature drop, where setup A is expected to have greater temperature drop than the temperature drop of setup B. This is the procedure to assemble the heat transfer setup, especially the setup A. First, make holes at the bottom of the pail to allow the water drains to the water basin. Second, make holes along the hose pipe inside the pail to serve as the simplified spray nozzles. Third, make a fill media from 7 pieces of plastic cardboard. Cut them into circles and then make holes at the top and bottom layers of the plastic cardboard alternately. These are the top and bottom views of the plastic cardboard. The plastic cardboards have two layers. Let's call them the top and bottom layers. In the top view, we can see there are holes made only in the top layer, and the holes are made alternately. There are holes in the most left row, then there are no holes in the row after, then there are holes in the center, and so on. Next, in the bottom view, we can see there are holes in the bottom layer only, and opposite with the top layer, there are no holes in the most left row, then there are holes in the row after, and so on. This is how I made the fill media. Here is the final assembly of the parts. This is setup A and this is setup B. The 7 pieces of plastic cardboard that had been crafted were stacked in the middle of this blue basket by some sticks. I did not need to make holes for the air inlet at the bottom since I used a basket that had holes along its walls. However, in the upper part of the basket, I wrapped the walls by using a transparent plastic sheet to prevent the water that was flowing in the fill media leak from the holes in the walls. The hose pipe was attached to the basket using thick wires here. The basket is attached to the cold water basin by using 2 sticks that were crossed so that it can support the basket to stand. The hose pipe was attached to a funnel to ease the water pouring. The water jugs here are used to store the hot water that will be poured to the setups. This is the procedure of the heat transfer experiment. First, prepare the experiment setups. Second, measure the initial temperature of the hot water in the water jug. Third, pour the hot water to both setups at the same time. Fourth, let the water drain to both water basins. Next, after the water from the water jug runs out, tilt the cooling water prototype to make sure all water in the fill media runs out completely. And then measure the final temperature of the water in the basins right after all the water completely drains. This is the result of the heat transfer experiment. There are some values we measure and calculate here. First, the initial temperature of the water in setup A and setup B. For setup A, the initial temperature is 79.5 degrees Celsius, and for setup B is 78.5 degrees Celsius. And then the final temperature of water in setup A is 55 degrees Celsius, and for setup B is 60 degrees Celsius. And then the temperature drop of the water in the setup A is 24.5 degrees Celsius, while in the setup B is 18.5 degrees Celsius. And from this value, we can calculate the difference of temperature drop between the water in setup A and setup B is 6 degrees Celsius. And then from this result, we can take a conclusion. The cooling tower prototype that was built could perform its work in increasing the natural convection and evaporation effects to the water so that the water cooled down faster. And there is also a possible error. There might be some water got stuck in the fill media that can increase the temperature drop, so it affects the result. However, this possible source of error was already minimized by tilting the cooling tower prototype before we measure the temperature to let the water that got stuck to flow. This is the design of fluid mechanics experiment. A barrel is attached to a long pipe. Between the pipe and the barrel, there is a hole in the wall of the barrel to allow the water from the barrel flowing to the pipe. And there is a faucet to control the flow of the water. And this is the analysis In this experiment, I want to prove one of the derivations of Bernoulli equation. V is equal to square root of 2 times g times h by comparing the experimental and theoretical value of the water velocity that flows through the hole. And the experimental water velocity is gained from the formula V is equal to L over T, where L is the length of the pipe from the faucet to the end, and T is the time of the water travels from uh, the faucet to the end of the pipe. And for the theoretical water velocity, I will use the Bernoulli equation. V is equal to square root of 2 times g times h. This is the assembly of fluid mechanics setup. The length of pipe from the faucet to the end is 184.5 centimeter, and the diameter of the pipe and the hole in the wall is 2.1 centimeter. Then this is the experiment procedure of the fluid mechanics. First, prepare the experiment setup. Second, mark at the barrel the height of water from the faucet at 10 centimeter, 20 centimeter, and 30 centimeter. And then third, pour the water into the barrel until 30 centimeter height first, and make sure the faucet is closed. Then prepare a stopwatch, open the faucet, then measure the time of the water travels from the faucet to the end of the pipe. Do this measurement 3 times. And then fourth, repeat step 3 for the 20 centimeter and 10 centimeter height of water. And this is the result of the fluid mechanics experiment. Here we can see the values of the time the water travels from the faucet to the end of the pipe in seconds. There are three values of time for three different trials for its value of height, and we calculate the average time the water travels by summing up the three values from the three trials and dividing them by 3. So I got here 1.77 second for the height of 30 centimeter, 1.88 second for the height 20 centimeter, and 2.5 second for the height 10 centimeter. At a glance, comparing these values with the Bernoulli's equation without further calculation, we can see that these values quite make sense, because the height of the water from the faucet is, is directly proportional to the velocity of the water. Thus, the height of the water is inversely proportional to uh, the time of the water travels from the faucet to the end of the pipe. However, let's see the second table here. I calculate the experimental average velocity of the water travels. V is equal to L over T in meter per second here, and also calculate the theoretical values of the velocity of water travels in meter per second also here. And after I calculate both of them, then I got a percent error that is quite big, 57% for the height of 30 centimeter, and then 50% for the height of 20 centimeter, and 47% for the height of 10 centimeter. So the conclusion is the percent error of water velocity is big. So this is the possible source of error. First, calculating the water velocity along the pipe is actually not so accurate, because there must be an acceleration or deceleration of the water along the pipe because of many factors, such as the diameter of the pipe. For example, if the diameter of the pipe is too big, of course, there might be a deceleration occurs in the water velocity. And then the second is the human error. Maybe in the experiment, the time measurement from the stopwatch is not so accurate. So the method that I suggest in calculating the velocity of the water that is way more accurate than by the method in this experiment is by calculating the volumetric flow rate of the water or Q in meter cube per second and the area of hole. Okay, and then from those values we can calculate the V from the equation V is equal to Q over A, because the velocity of course depends on the area of the holes. If the area of the hole in the wall is smaller, then the velocity of water exits the barrel will be greater. So this experiment could be improved by changing the method in measuring and calculating the experimental velocity of the water exiting the barrel. Next is the experiment for the thermodynamics. This is the design of thermodynamics experiment. There is a small styrofoam box that is inserted into a big styrofoam box. There will be water poured into the small styrofoam box. An immersion heater and thermometer will be placed in the small styrofoam box by making holes in the cap of the small box. Then the big styrofoam box will also be closed with a styrofoam cap to make the system isolated. And the analysis is to calculate the value of specific heat capacity of water, C, and then compare the value with the data of C from steam table. And then these are the figures of the final assembly of the experiment setup. This is the small box with the immersion heater and thermometer. And this is the big box, and this is the wire of the immersion heater. This is the experiment procedure of thermodynamics. First, pour water in the small styrofoam box, then close the small box and record the initial temperature of the water. And then close the big styrofoam box and connect the immersion heater to the electric socket and measure the temperature of the water for each 30 seconds. And then this is the analysis of thermodynamics experiment. The volume of the water is 4,000 centimeter cubed, and from this value we can calculate the mass of the water by calculating the density of water with the volume of the water, and the result is 4,000 gram. And then the formula to calculate the specific heat of the water is Pt is equal to mc delta T, where P is the power of the electric heater and the value is 600 watt. I got this value from by looking at the same product at Tokopedia.com, and I researched for the value of the power. And then T is time in second, M is the mass of water in grams here, and C is specific heat capacity of the water, and I use the unit joule per gram degree Celsius, and delta T is the temperature change of water in degree Celsius. And then this is the result of the thermodynamics experiment. Uh, this table shows the measurement of temperature of water for each 30 seconds and the calculated specific heat capacity of the water. Here, from the equation before, I can calculate the C by C is equal to Pt over m delta T. And I used two methods to calculate the C. First, the C1 here, I calculate the temperature difference by subtracting the temperature at the certain state with the initial temperature, which is 28 degrees Celsius. And for the second method, I calculate the temperature difference by subtracting the temperature at the certain state with the temperature at 30 seconds before. And this is the example of the calculation. For C1 at 64 degrees Celsius, the formula is this: P is 600 watt, and then the time is 30 seconds. The mass is 4,000 gram, and the temperature difference is 64 minus 28 degrees Celsius, and the result is 1.25 joule per gram degree Celsius. And for C2, for the next method, still at 64 degrees Celsius, this is the calculation. The power is still the same, 600 watt, and then the time is 30 seconds because I calculate the temperature difference with the state at 30 seconds before. And then the mass is the same, 4,000 gram, and the temperature difference is 64 minus 62 degrees Celsius, and the value is 2.25 joule over gram degree Celsius. And then specific heat capacity of water is various at different temperature, and the range of C of water from 32 degrees Celsius to 64 degrees Celsius is 4.178 until 4.187 joule per gram degree Celsius, and we can see the difference is not so far, so I just take the mean value in this range, which is 4.183 joule per gram degree Celsius. And then to roughly calculate the percent error of the specific heat capacity, I take the average value of C1 and C2 from the experiment. Then from these values, I can get a rough estimation of the percent error of the specific heat capacity of the water for the two methods. And for C1, it is the percent error is 73%, and for C2 the percent error is 65%. And the conclusion is the error is big, the error of specific heat capacity of water. And then the possible sources of error is first, the electric heater might be broken, so it affects the value of electric power. And then second, the system might not be isolated enough. And then the third is the human error. The time measurement might not be so accurate. And that is all for the report of the experiments in senior mechanical laboratory class. And this is my feedback for the class. Overall, I enjoyed the class. It was fun and interesting. The class taught me to think creatively by designing and building an experiment setup from the materials around us. It also made me practice thinking critically. For example, after analyzing the result, I found some errors, and those results made me think about what the possible causes of the error were and how to minimize those errors. And that is all my report. Thank you so much.